Hey everybody, I'm going to try something a little bit different today. Now, if you watch these videos, you know I always start out with my Sharpie marker and then move to my thin pen, and then sometimes I move from there to my ballpoint pen. Well, today I'm going to work backwards. I'm going to start out with my ballpoint pen and get progressively thicker with my lines, and I'm going to make a really crusty looking pirate. So I got my paper here, portrait, and I'm going to do my pirate's face first. Something that's really important about my pirate, I want him to have crazy looking eyes. So some white circles and inside a black dot. Alright, now I also want him to have a goofy kind of weird nose, so I'm just going to put this nose here. There we go. Kind of looks like a Muppet. Alright, now let's get to it. I want to give my pirate a beard. And right, pirates are going to have beards that are not nicely shaped, not carefully preened. They're going to be kind of crazy, right? So I'm just going to, put in here all kinds of kooky stuff. And you know what? Pirates are not nice, so I'm going to give him an angry kind of grrr face. So now I'll go ahead in here and I'll just kind of put these beard lines in, so you see that my pirate has not been taking very good care of his beard hygiene. And it's okay if it looks a little crazy right now. It'll look better once we start adding the other thicker lines. Also, pirates tend to be angry, right? So I'm going to give this guy some angry eyebrows. I'm going to make his eyebrows kind of, fuzzy and unkempt too. So now this pirate is really, trapped in a thing full of bushy, dirty, angry hair. Okay, so I like to make my pirates kind of wear that pirate hat. So I'm going to go ahead and do a funny little pirate hat on this guy. Kind of that big, I don't know what you call it. They have like two big round pieces to it, one on the front and one on the back. And so here's my pirate's hat. Up here I think I'm going to put a little skull and crossbones on there. Nothing too fancy. I really like working with these ballpoint pens. They feel good, they're nice and slippery and loose. Okay, so now I've got my pirate's hat, I've got his beard, his nose. I'm going to add in his jacket. Now when I make my pirate, I like to make them look like they've stolen their clothes. They've stolen their clothes from like a real sea captain. They took over their ship and they stole their clothes, but maybe they don't fit so well because the jacket wasn't intended for them, it wasn't made for them. So he's going to be wearing like a ship captain's coat, but it's not going to fit him very well. And let's see, what can I do with this? I can make his arms come out. A couple of big tube arms on my pirate. That's going to go down into his big jacket, his big coat, which he's got buttoned up. A couple buttons here. Now this is a fancy coat he stole from a sea captain, so it's going to have some nice cuffs, some cool cufflinks, maybe even a couple markings on the sleeve to show how high a rank this person was. And now I'm going to just give him some angry fists here. There we go. So there's my pirate. Now you might be saying, hey, it looks like his head's not attached here. What's going on with that? Well, I was waiting to attach it. So I'm going to go back up here and just kind of, from this point, like on the inside of his hat, so it looks like his head is going into his hat. If I draw the line like over here, it's going to look like his head is outside the hat. That's just kind of weird. So I'm just going to draw in from there. So that's where his head is into his hat. And I'm going to just kind of keep going with that bushy beard, that bushy hair. Just kind of push it in there wherever I feel like it. If you want, you can give him some long hair over here. I don't know, it's your pirate. You do whatever you want. You can give him a gold earring or something. So this is a pretty good looking pirate so far. Coming down here, I think it's funny to have short pirates. So I'm going to make a short pirate. So this is as big as my pirate's legs are going to get. pirates are supposed to be these fearsome cutthroats of the sea. But I don't know, it's kind of funny to have them be stocky, stubby little people. All right, cool. So we have gone and made our pirate, and I guess you could say we're done here, but I don't think we're done. Not yet. I want to go back. I want to go back with my thicker line and just make those eyes, you know, real intense so they stand out. I'm going to go ahead back here, put his nose in a little bit more. Go back here, maybe put his eyebrows in a little bit more. And I'm going to carve out that mouth a little bit more. It's almost like I'm doing a second draft on top of my first draft. And I'm going to do some, you know, darker lines coming out of his beard now, just to give it a little bit of texture. I'm not really like scrubbing that line in, but I'm making sure that there's, you know, some lines that are darker than others. Like over here, I'll give him a mustache. It's going to be darker. Down here at the bottom, I'm going to make his beard look a little shadowy down here. Maybe up here, tucked under his hat, with some darker hair. You know, don't be afraid to make your pirate look kind of messy and fuzzy. Yeah, there we go. Now, I think I'm going to go back and get really thick. Now that I've kind of got where I want his beard to go, I'm going to go back and put it in like this with my thicker line. Now I'm really kind of taking a stand on where I want this guy's features to be. See, I'm not drawing every single line now, just like the important lines. Just what I really want to call your attention to. And, you know, maybe I make some decisions right here on the fly, like what lines are important and what lines aren't. But this kind of difference of thin lines and thick lines right on top of each other, that really makes your characters kind of like stand out. It makes them interesting to look at. So my pirate's boots are important to me, so I'm going to make sure I go over those. His fists, he's angry. He wants to grab hold of your booty. Grab hold of your treasures. Alright, now, I hope this doesn't take too long, but I think I want to go back and color in this hat. So what I'm going to do here is just take care of the fine detail work. Right? Just kind of trace out this skull and crossbones. And you know, if you don't like this, you don't have to do this. This does take a little while, but I think if you spend your time doing it, it'll look kind of cool. So I'm just kind of coloring around it, color it all black. My intention is to go back and make the whole hat black, but I'm not going to get my chisel tip marker in these little cracks here. No way at all. So it's good to kind of go through here and just kind of round it out. There we go. That's good enough. Good enough. All right, now I'll hit that chisel tip. All right, using my chisel tip, I can just kind of really quickly color in the hat with a real flat, dark black line. And like I said, this is completely optional. If you don't want to do this, don't do it. But what I find is if you have, you know, when you draw a character, large areas of white and large areas of black on the same picture, it just kind of helps your character really stand out. That contrast, the difference between white and black, really helps to make these guys come to life. So, ooh, that's a good hat. You know, while I'm at it, while I've got my chisel tip here, while I'm talking about it, I might as well go ahead and do his boots. Like I said, this can take a while. I'm moving pretty quickly. Making big, quick motions. You might not have that kind of confidence. You might not want to do this, but I think once I do this, it's going to look really great. Yeah, there you go. I mean, look at that. That really helps him stand out. I love all that black. Last little thing I think I want to do, I'll go back and give him a little shadow. He needs a nostril. A couple nostrils. There you go. There is an angry pirate right there. He's coming to gather all your goodies and bury them in his buried treasure. So watch out. All right, friends. Thanks very much for drawing with me today.